Okay, next up is our visual artist for the evening. He's in this show hanging right here now, along with two other artists. This show opened 2 weeks ago, and we can point some of them out to you, but we're going to point one out individually here shortly. But anyway, he's a visual artist. He teaches graphic design at Surrey Community College right now. And again, as I say, his work is in the show. He has some other interesting stuff that he's got going on, too. Would you please welcome to the stage Mr. Stephen Hopkins. We were right on that time. Yeah. About time. Well, Stephen.
Hello.
Tell us a little bit about some of the work that's in this room right here. Is all of this one body, or is this something that has been put together over a period of time?
Yeah, it's been a long period of time. Like, that painting was done in 1998, and then down over there was done in 2007, and the newer ones out there were done 2 weeks ago.
So they're all over the place. 2 weeks ago, I'm sure, is very literal, because that's the way he does when he has a show coming up. He paints up until it has to come on. It's still wet when it hangs on the wall.
Yes.
It goes to the last minute. This one, the one with the out in the hall, if you can look out there, it's the winery up in Mount Airy. He had a show opening in that winery in Mount Airy, and it was late or early that morning when you finished that piece. Is that right?
Yeah.
So it's last minute. So tell us where you got started and getting interested in painting and doing the visual arts thing.
It started in the 5th grade, and me and the other kids would have drawing contests, and we two could draw Smokey the Bandit's car the best. And I'd always lose. Daggone, that kid Tim Kincaid's always beat me. And so I went home and I set up a little mock Hot Wheels car. It was the Porsche 911 Carrera. And I drew it just looking at it and studying those curves.
Yeah.
And when I got done, it looked like that car.
Oh.
And I was like, that's the trick. And I call that when I learned to see.
Okay. So when you were doing the contest, you were having to do it from memory?
Yeah, because we hadn't learned. Nobody said, look at something and draw it. And we just knew it had wheels on it, and there was a shape kind of like this, and that's what it looked like. Like this. And
so learning to see, so how did you continue to grow and develop that?
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross. That's right.
I'm from the metropolis of Mayberry up there in Mount Airy.
With the happy little water here, the happy little trees.
We didn't have like really like painting teachers and things like that when I was a kid, so you just watch Bob Ross, and then you could buy his paint kit and a book and go along.
Did you grow the hair to do the same thing?
We actually, that year I did, because my mom was a hairdresser. She thought it'd be cute to get us a perm. Still upset about that. And then it turned green because we had copper pipes, and that was back before green hair was cool. It was upsetting.
So you literally learned a lot of your technique from Bob Ross.
Well, I just learned that technique.
What he did.
And
the
then,
happy little things.
Right. And then just that's all I knew how to paint, because nobody else had paintings. And then I started getting other books, and I was like, oh, there's other stuff. And then I started doing that.
So
just kept practicing.
When did you get into graphics and graphic design, that kind of thing?
Well, that's funny, because I always sort of liked, like cool designs and T-shirt designs. And when I was in high school, I was like, I want to start a T-shirt company and make skateboard designs and things like that. And but I didn't know how to do that or how to get started in it. And then I went to college for music. I actually started off as a recording industry major at Appalachian and classical guitar. And I did some research, called some people in recording studios, and I said, what did it take to get a job there? And you're like, well, we don't hire people. We get 300 resumes from the biggest names in the business a month, and we just get free interns from Full Sail out of Florida every year. So I was like, here I'm paying a bunch of money to go to school, and there's no job with it. So I changed major to art and graphic design, because I was like, well, I'd like to get a job when I get out. And that was the whole point of, it's $36,000.
Yeah.
And so
that was. Did you get a job immediately after?
About 10 months after.
Okay.
At RJR. I designed all their
Okay.
package design and point of purchase stuff.
Yeah.
But it was funny because I was paying for music school by selling paintings at a Greek restaurant in Mount Airy, so that paid for college.
Really?
Yep.
That's making your work for you.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I can make money at art. I'll do that. That was my fallback.
Yeah.
Art.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was working out.
Well, you can see by looking at a lot of the pieces here that you have your own palette set of colors that you use a lot of.
No, just blue.
Yeah, lots and lots of blue. What did that evolve over time, or is that something that you just always had these colors that you
I
love?
was like, blue's beautiful. And,
Blue.
What was funny was when I did my first show here a couple of years ago, I was bringing all these paintings and it was just going to be like a weekend thing, and I was just going to bring a few. And she said, "How many you got?" I was like, "I don't know, about 50 or 100." And I just started bringing paintings in, and she goes, "Stephen, all your paintings have blue, except for that one. But you signed your name in blue." I was like, "Wow, I didn't even realize that." But that's how it turned out.
So it's blue, but it's a very vibrant blue. Is what you're able to come up with, and I guess you have to mix that because that doesn't come straight out of the bottle.
No, yeah.
Particularly the one that, again, on the winery out in the atrium here, you have to take a look at that. That blue just really pops, and it's got the clouds that kind of help that too. But
Yeah, and that was actually the blue that was in the sky that day. And
yeah.
So I just mixed it up so it looked like that.
Well, and that's a gift to be able to match colors like that.
I had learning to see, and that was just learn to see.
Yeah. So you got. I'll ask you about your long-range plans too, since it blew Joe's mind here. What do you see for the future out here?
Well, I can say the immediate future is I got selected by the Weston Arts Fest to represent their booth at the Winston-Salem Bicentennial. Centennial. So that was exciting. I was like, yeah, there's a bunch of artists they sent it out to. And I think I'm going to start working with some gears, clock gears.
Oh, yeah.
Because I repair antique clocks also, because that's part of seeing. You got to see what that problem is. And so I have boxes and boxes of just like broken down movements. So I'm going to make like little kinetic pieces where you can walk up and pull the little weight up and then let it go and it goes and stuff happens.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun and interesting to look at.
Yeah. Well, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, I asked Stephen. He's also you heard he went to music school. He's a musician, songwriter. There's a piece in the back here on the left, and you can see Stephen standing in the center of that painting back there. It's a self-portrait, and it's called "Recording Possum Head in the Living Room" is the name of the piece. So I've asked him if he would play Possum Head for you, so that you can hear the song and then go compare it to the painting and see how it fits.
All right, okay.
So if you'll put that down and grab a guitar.